What is up, YouTube? Brett and
Dylan coming at you with some DB, DB Super, DBZ, DBGT, and DB Kai.
Primarily, I think, DB Super, but the entire thing is we're going to be talking about why the power scalings in Dragon Ball Super are so messed up. And honestly, I love Super, but those power scalings truly infuriate me, and it doesn't make any sense. So I can either go, or do you want to talk about what jumps off the charts first for you?
Well, I would like to ask you, what is your least favorite? What do you think was the most out of whack thing in Dragon Ball Super power scale wise?
Two of them that come off the top of my head, I guess. Number one.
Wait, can I stop you right there?
Go ahead.
Is it going to be Krillin versus Goku Super Saiyan Blue?
That actually is a huge one. Yeah, that's, to be honest with you, that's not even the first one that really came to my head, because I think that Goku was obviously taking it extremely easy on Krillin, but even like a touch from Super Saiyan Blue Goku to Krillin should literally almost kill him. Because if you think back, even do you remember that in Dragon Ball Z, Goku, when they were getting ready for Cell, and they were all sitting around eating, and they were trying to maintain their Super Saiyan forms for a long period of time, so they're all sitting around eating.
Oh, and are you going to talk about...
Yeah, they were like breaking the plates. Yeah, so I'm just saying, they're so powerful that they can't control their power, so if you just amplify that to Super Saiyan Blue, you would think that, like, if he literally went like this to Krillin's forehead, he would literally die at that, like, instantaneously.
You're right about that, but one thing I think might maybe defend it a little bit is later on maybe they got better at controlling their power.
Possibly. That is a very possible statement. Excuse me. But one of the biggest ones that I was thinking of actually is Krillin's probably a better example, but Android 17 as well. Yeah, I mean, he was in the wilderness for however many years, and maybe Krillin was like training a little bit, but Android 17, I guess, maybe was fighting some of those monsters, I think, on that island. Maybe I'm wrong on that. But again, like, he was barely stronger than a regular Super Saiyan in Dragon Ball Z, and all of a sudden, he's able to, like, keep on pace with Super Saiyan Blue Goku, and he's able to hold his own in the Tournament of Power against Gods of Destruction, against Toppo. I mean, again, obviously they were stronger than him, but there is no possible way that he should have
to the forehead and kill him too.
It should have, like, seriously just killed him. And the second one that I was going to mention was Master Roshi.
Oh, you beat me to it.
Beat you to it. Yeah, Master Roshi. Because again, I think we talked about that. And yeah, you want to give your opinion, I guess, on Master Roshi?
Okay, so Master Roshi should not have been in the Tournament of Power. But again, one thing I can say to defend it is Master Roshi's not as strong as a lot of those people in the tournament, but his experience plays into a lot of it. Not necessarily being stronger than people, but knowing how to think of ways out of certain situations. Like the evil containment wave. It's kind of a thing where it's kind of like a spell, not necessarily his power.
Right.
Can pretty much float these people into this containment or container and trap them there. Not going off their power, just the technique. Right.
And again, I get, like, this power scaling's been kind of a little bit messed up, all throughout, honestly, starting in Z. Because, I mean, if you think back of it, like, Frieza, he was supposed to be, like, this emperor god, like, power, in Dragon Ball Z. And they did a really good job of building up to it. You kind of hear whispers of him, like, early on in Dragon Ball Z. And then they do a really good job of building up to him. And by the time you get to him, you're like, oh, crap, this dude is, insanely powerful. And then again, like, so Captain Ginyu at this point in time is supposed to be like one of the strongest people in the entire galaxy at the time. There should be nobody really even able to challenge Captain Ginyu, let alone Frieza. Then all of a sudden Piccolo shows up, and I get, like, he fuses with Nail, but he just shows up and, like, is on par with second form Frieza.
Power level of 1 million.
Yeah, power level of 1 million. Like, how in the world did that possibly happen? Like, Frieza hadn't had to transform in, what they say, like, however many, like, hundreds of years or something crazy.
And then all of a sudden, Piccolo shows up and is pretty much even with them. It's like, okay, so if it was that easy to get stronger, how come Namex or whoever didn't?
Yeah, how come, like, nobody else did? It just it's very convenient that the only time that people get stronger are when they need to for the sake of the... I definitely understand it's for the sake of advancing the story, but it just seems awfully convenient a lot of the time for these characters. When they have to up their power, all of a sudden they do.
Yeah, it's like, I mean, and honestly, you could argue with need brings out... you hear those stories about... There was a story a long time ago when I was little, and it was a old man or an old woman or something like that. A mower fell on top of the kid, and they instantly needed to lift it, and they were able to.
Right.
So, I mean, like, there's real life factors that come into that too.
Yeah.
Based on need and.
That is very true, I suppose. It's just interesting that, like, there hadn't been a Super Saiyan supposedly like 1,000 years, then all of a sudden
Goku.
There's like 5 Super Saiyans, and that's okay. So I'm gonna go into that a little bit. Going back to Dragon Ball Super on the power scaling again. It's supposed to be Super Saiyan is supposed to be
the best thing ever.
Hard, yeah. It's supposed to be really hard to accomplish. It should take training. It should take a lot of time. And all of a sudden, in one of the first tournaments that happened, Vegeta was that other Saiyan from the different planet. That kid.
Yeah,
Kaba, Vegeta teaches him to go Super Saiyan
very easily.
And then in the tournament of power, we got Kale and we got Khalifa, yeah.
Cauliflower.
We'll just call her cauliflower. Just kidding. There we go.
You notice every Saiyan is named after a vegetable.
Yeah, I've heard. Yeah, I've thought of that actually too. I think I've heard that from somewhere.
And Piccolo, I guess.
Yeah, that is true. So the whole thing is, what they break it down to, it's like there's a tingling in your spine or something like that. Is how you go
bring
Super
out the
Saiyan.
tingling feeling.
Yeah, that's what Super Saiyan has come to, huh? Super Saiyan is supposed to be this extremely rare thing, and like I always say, like even talking about sales here, it's like if something is always a special, it's never a special.
Wait,
it's
sales
like,
where?
Sales in Rexius Nutrition.
Coming at you from Rexius Nutrition.
But the whole point is if it's always a deal or a special, it never is. There's actually a place here in town. I'm not going to throw out the name, but it's literally 3 weeks out of the month. There's a sign outside that says 25% off today only.
Is it Rexius?
It is not Rexius, but it's and I'm not saying it's necessarily wrong, but it's saying that if it's always that price, it's never a special, and that's what I mean with the Super Saiyan deal too. It's like if it's always so easy to go Super Saiyan, it's not special anymore.
No,
I should think that I would like to see maybe them bring more Saiyans into the mix. They're not able to go Super Saiyan though, because it's supposed even now that they can go Super Saiyan 2, 3, Super Saiyan Blue, all these different forms.
So you think you missed one?
What I missed?
Super Saiyan 4.
Super Saiyan 4.
That's not real because GT don't count.
Even though I like Super Saiyan 4 better than Super Saiyan Blue.
Oh yeah, well they say Super Saiyan 4 is stronger than Blue, and then you got some people saying it's not.
Mm-hmm.
So I mean, I could see it not being stronger because Super Saiyan Blue is God power.
Mm-hmm.
But when you get down to it, I think Super Saiyan 4 is like freaking 1,000 times boosted to your normal power.
Right.
I can't remember exactly what it said, but I read something about that one time, and
mm-hmm.
it shows Super Saiyan 4 was stronger than Blue.
Mm-hmm.
Heroes.
Okay, yeah.
You ever see anything about that?
A little bit, yeah. I watched a little bit of it.
Well, they got 2 Gokus in there from different universes, and
mm-hmm.
Super Saiyan Blue Goku, and they got Super Saiyan 4 Goku,
mm-hmm.
all from different universes. It's pretty cool.
Yeah.
I wish they would dub it. They're not going to because it was a special and
right. It's kind of a spin-off series.
Yep.
Yeah. That is interesting.
Kind of like a what if.
Right.
Like GT. GT was a what if.
Yeah. And that's where actually the power scalings, even in GT, are kind of go on to that one a little bit, but it's supposed to. It's again, Frieza was supposed to be, and I get it's kind of a what if scenario, but Frieza was supposed to be like the strongest in the universe at the time, like however big the universe was or whatever. And I get there's multiple universes in Super and everything, but literally every planet they stop at for GT, there's always like somebody on the planet that gives Goku, even as a Super, it gives him a hard time. It's like if there is every single place you landed on. There's no way Frieza would just be walking into all these places and just taking him over so easily. That doesn't make any sense.
Also, he gets his ass kicked by some random guy. It's like, I guess Frieza wasn't that big a deal.
Yeah, like these power scalings don't make sense. And again, I always have to say, Dragon Ball is awesome. It always has a special place in my heart. It's just, Akira Toriyama, fix the power scaling. It's like Marvel does, and we've talked about this too. Like, especially in the movies, they try to make everybody's powers kind of equal, and I feel like that's what Dragon Ball has been doing too. It's like they're trying to like equal everybody. It's like I want like say Goku, Vegeta, Gohan to just be like beasts, and then there's an obvious difference between like Goku, Gohan, Vegeta, and then there's a giant drop off, and then it's like Piccolo, and then it's like Krillin,
and they got way on the bottom Yamcha. It was kind of interesting because I'm sorry, were you?
No, you go ahead.
Oh, it was kind of interesting because in Dragon Ball, Yamcha, the original Dragon Ball series, Yamcha wasn't a joke like he is now. I mean, Yamcha was trained by Master Roshi, and he was on par with Goku and Krillin. And that's saying something right there that Krillin was even on par with Goku at the time.
Yeah.
It's crazy how things change. Just go 500 episodes up.
Yeah.
They just really outclassed the normal Earth fighters.
Right.
The Saiyans. I mean, like, the Saiyans just, damn, kick anyone's ass.
Right. And we were just talking about this a little bit ago, but at some point, like, what makes Marvel so special, again, this is something they do very, very well, is that you can only get so big of stakes. Like, you can only defend the city, and then the Earth, and then the universe, and then the multiverse. Like, you can only get so big. At some point, like they did with Captain America, and then with Winter Soldier, they brought it back down. They weren't defending the entire world. They weren't defending the entire galaxy. They were just defending the city. That's all they were doing.
Yep.
And so it brings it like a really, like a more realistic realism to the story. And again, that's what's going on with Super right now. It's like they went from just in Dragon Ball defending, cities, and then maybe Piccolo was maybe going to take over the Earth, sure. And then obviously at the very beginning of Z, it's like defending the Earth. And then by the time you get to Frieza, it's like at least the galaxy, if not, defending the universe.
Yep.
And then now we're talking about like the multiverse, and so at some point they're gonna have to reel it back in a little bit, and they're gonna have to just defend only a city. They're gonna have to somehow, I don't want to say minimize, but they're gonna have to somehow reel in the story a little bit. So.
Yep. I mean, like Goku and pretty much everyone on that show, any of the 4 or 5 series that there is about this. Mm-hmm. I mean, it's crazy how people can get so strong and all of a sudden it's like, God, these guys are nothing. Mm-hmm. It's just weird. Mm-hmm. It's interesting though too, and to see how they can just keep going and everyone gets stronger. And it's just, I don't know. That's cool, but it's different.
Right. So that is the point. It's I've heard other people say this too, but kind of one of the things that makes Dragon Ball fairly special is Superman. Like, we'll compare him to Superman, I guess. So Superman, he's almost so powerful that it's not even interesting in some cases because he can't die. Like, he has no weaknesses besides kryptonite. The entire thing with Goku is he does have limits. The thing is, though, he always overcomes his limits, and that's the fun of it because
keeps it interesting.
Yeah, it does keep it interesting. So, heck yeah. But I think that's about all I got right now, man. Do you have anything more?
Yeah, I mean, it's crazy how it's just really weird, like we were just saying, how they can build all this stuff up and then so easily, like the whole scale change, like all of a sudden everything you worked to the whole show to get to is just nothing.
Right.
I mean, Dragon Ball Heroes, I think that should be dubbed because it's pretty cool. I like the alternate universe type thing. I like Super Saiyan 4 being brought back.
Right.
And how do you?
I do like Super Saiyan 4.
Have you ever seen any of the Dragon Ball Heroes?
I watched like the first 1 or 2, and then I kind of lost interest.
Mm-hmm. I just think I don't know. I've seen half of the first episode, and I've seen a lot of anime.
Yeah.
But I've never seen hardly any of that.
Yeah. No, it is interesting. So that would be really one of my big complaints, and maybe I'll make another video, or we'll make another video on one of my other complaints on Super. But otherwise, no, I thoroughly enjoyed the TV show, and we just had to rag on it a little bit. So thanks, guys.